She called me at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday. I could hear in her voice immediately that specific kind of quiet panic, not from one bad thing, from suddenly realizing everything she had been building carefully might be gone. Brymo, a debt collector, called me today at work in front of my colleagues for a loan I never took out, £4,700 in my name. What do I do? She didn't shout, she didn't cry, she just asked one question: what do I do? And that question is exactly why this episode exists. Because if that call ever comes to you or to someone you love, you need to know the exact answer before the panic sets in. 7 steps in the exact order they must be followed. Miss one, your recovery takes longer. Follow them and you give yourself the strongest possible chance of clearing your name immediately. Stay with me. Hi, my name is Brymo, former money and debt advisor with Citizen Advice Bureau and Talking Money. This is the FAM podcast, the recovery episode. If you have been following the series, the one I hope you never need, but the one I need you to have. Breathe. Before I give you the 7 steps, I need to say something most financial videos never say. Finding out you are a victim of identity fraud is not just a financial event, it's an emotional one. The violation is real, the powerlessness is real, the anger is real, and in that moment of shock, the panic leads to worst decisions. So before you do anything else, breathe. You have time, not unlimited time, but enough time to act carefully. Careful action gets results. Panicked action creates more problems for you. So write this down now. Breathe first, then act. 7 steps coming in the right order. Step 5 is the one that protected her from it ever happening again. Step 7 is the one most people in crisis never think to use, but it changed everything for the woman on that phone call. So let's go. So here are the 7 steps I'm going to give to you right now. Step number 1, report to Action Fraud immediately, tonight. If it happens today, report immediately. Action Fraud, their contacts and their email address are displayed on the screen. Report everything, what happened, when you find out, which accounts, which debts. You will receive a crime reference number. That number is your evidence, your foundation for every step that follows. Screenshot it, guide it, and protect it. Step number 2, call your bank immediately. The number on that back of your card is not from any email. The number physically printed on your actual card. Tell them you are a victim of identity fraud. Ask them to flag your account immediately. Freeze unauthorized transactions. Or you can log into your bank app, select your card, and freeze your card from your phone. And that's easy. Don't forget the number printed on your actual card. Call them immediately as soon as you freeze that card on your phone. Most UK banks have 24 hours fraud teams. Call them immediately and let them know what's happening. Step number 3, contact all 3 credit reference agencies. Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. Either you call them or you send an email to them as soon as possible. Tell each one you are a victim of identity fraud. Ask each one to add a notice of correction to your file immediately. Depends on the package you have with them. This tells every lender checking your file that fraudulent activity has occurred. Request your full credit report from each agency. Go through every single entry. Write down every account, search, and application you don't recognize. Every single one. This list becomes your evidence. Now, step number 4, write to every lender involved. For every fraudulent account on your credit file, write to the lender directly. Do not call. Write. You need a paper trail. Your letter must include your full name, your address, your action fraud crime reference number, a clear statement that you are a victim of identity fraud, a request to freeze the account immediately, a request to remove the fraudulent entry from your credit file, a request for a written response within 28 days. Send every letter by recorded delivery. Keep copies of everything. The paper trail is your evidence, and you will need it. Number 5, register for CIFAS protective registration. We covered this in episode 3, but after fraud, it becomes critical, very important, because the fraudster who targeted you once already has your details. So without protection, they can still strike again. So CIFAS places a warning flag on your credit file. Every organization checking your details sees it, must take additional verification steps. It stops the same fraudster from striking twice. Details of CIFAS, they will be on the screen right now. Do this as soon as the immediate crisis is contained. Step number 6, get free professional support. This is the step most people in crisis never think to use. And it is the step that changed everything for the woman on that phone call. You don't need to navigate this alone. Citizen Advice Bureau, free debt and fraud advice. Money helper, free financial guidance. Victim support, the details are on your screen, and emotional and practical support also available. These organizations exist for exactly this situation. Use them. Most of them are free of charge. Without shame, without hesitation, reach out to them immediately, because recovering from identity fraud is not just a financial journey, it's also an emotional one, and no one should walk it alone. And now, step number 7, rebuild your credit while you wait. Once the fraudulent accounts are removed, recovery begins. But removal takes time, weeks, sometimes months, while you wait. So 1, keep making all legitimate payments on time. Every one-time payment is a trust signal to lenders. Number 2, keep your credit utilization below 30%. Low utilization signals financial control, even in crisis. Number 3, do not apply for new credit during recovery. Every application leaves a hard search. Multiple searches signals desperation. Wait until the fraudulent entries are fully removed. Then rebuild from a clean position. Number 4, check your credit report every 30 days. Make sure fraudulent entries are being removed. Challenge anything that remains. Maintain the pressure professionally and consistently. And number 5, be patient with yourself. Full credit recovery after fraud typically takes 12 to 18 months. That feels long. I know, I understand. I have been there. But every month you follow the steps, you are getting closer. And the people who recover fully are the ones who stayed consistent when the process felt slow. The woman who called me at 9 p.m. on that Tuesday followed every one of these 7 steps I just mentioned in the right order. It took her 14 months. 14 months of letters, 14 months of calls, 14 months of patience, 14 months of not giving up. But today, her credit file is completely clean. Every fraudulent account removed. Every incorrect entry gone. And 6 months after her file was cleared, she was approved for her first UK mortgage. She called me the day she got the keys and she said, Brimo, someone else's crime almost defined my financial future here in the UK. But it didn't, because I knew what to do. And now, so do you.
In a world where financial stress and mental health struggles seem to go hand in hand, one podcast aims to help you find solace and guidance. Introducing the FAM Podcast, navigating you through the tricky waters of personal finance and mental well-being. Our mission is to empower you with the knowledge and tools to create a healthy relationship with money while nurturing your mental health. Join host Brimo Umoru, a debt to prosperity success story, as he dives deep into financial habits and mental well-being. Discover Brimo's secrets of financial literacy and mental health strategies for coping with financial stress. Get ready for thought-provoking discussions, practical tips, and Brimo's real-life stories of triumph over adversity. Let's embark on a transformative journey together that will change your relationship with money, your state of mind, and ultimately change your life. Tune into the FAM Podcast.
Identity fraud is a crime committed against you, not by you. You are not responsible for what happened, but you are responsible for what happens next. And now you know exactly what to do. This has been a wonderful series. This is episode 4 of Credit Protected, the recovery chapter. But the story doesn't end here, because fraud doesn't stop evolving, and neither does your protection. New threats emerge every month, every week, every day. New scams target the same communities. So Credit Protected continues. I want to make sure that no one is coming to steal your money. So next Sunday, a new fraud, a new defense, a new story you need to hear. Subscribe to the FAM Podcast and set your reminder, because the fortress never finished. If this episode could protect someone you care about, share this video with them right now. The person who needs it the most is too busy building their life to search for it themselves. Be the reason their money are not stolen. Like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the FAM Podcast. Drop me a comment. Which of these 7 steps are you taking action on this week? Your answer might be exactly what someone else is needed to read today. New episode every Sunday. This is the FAM Podcast. Remember, personal finance is personal and your mental well-being is priceless. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and bye-bye.
The FAM Podcast.